eradicating open defecation and enhancing sanitation are on the front burner of national environmental response against cholera, other infectious diseases, and even the COVID-19. This informed the signing of Executive Order 009 by President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019 to tackle open defecation by the year 2025. Armed with the directive, the Federal Ministry of Water Resources, in partnership with UNICEF and other stakeholders, launched the initiative Nigeria Open Defecation Free by 2025. Open defecation significantly increases chances of outbreak of waterborne infections such as cholera and other diseases, especially where there are limited availability of clean water and unsanitary environment. Enhancing waste management and controlling open defecation will no doubt limit environmental contamination for effective disease control. How do we ramp up national, state, and local council environmental sanitation response to contain the cholera epidemic? This is our focus this afternoon on Panorama from the studios of NTA Maiduguri. My name is Abubakar Muhammad Musa. President Muhammadu Buhari has described the of the reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery agenda in Imo State as a critical pathway towards advancing the Eastern Heartland to the next level of socio-economic development. The president stated this while inaugurating several landmark projects executed by the Hope Uzodinma administration. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has more details.
A fitting reception for President Muhammadu Buhari on arrival at the Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri, on his first visit to the southeast since the renewal of his mandate in 2019. Host Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State and the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum and Governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, were at the head of the welcoming party.
It shows you that the president has an affinity for the southeast, just as he has for the rest of the country. And of course, we should never forget that he is also an Igbo chief. See how it turned out. His attire complete with cap and the elephant tusk. He has many titles from different parts of the east. It's good for our country, it's good for national unity, it's good for cohesion. And if anybody has had any doubts, if President Buhari discriminates against any part of the country, this should lay it to rest.
During the visit, several critical infrastructure projects executed by the Hope Uzodinma administration in response to the needs and aspirations of Imolites were inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari. These include the Naze, Nekede, Ihagu Link Road, balloon-driven flood control tunnel at Dick Tiger Road, Amokohia, Egbede bypass, named after an elder statesman in the area, Chief Emmanuel Onyawu, as well as the newly constructed state-of-the-art Executive Council chambers. The president described the execution of the projects within 1 year as not only impressive, but a worthwhile undertaking that places Imo on the path to sustainable future.
And I have seen enough that justifies his integrity. I'm very impressed with what he has done because I have gone through the same problem at the center. Infrastructure is what will enable the people to mind their own businesses. And I assure you that I will try to encourage Imo State within the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Governor Hope Uzodinma had told the president that the roads projects in particular were part of the 46 solid ones executed by his administration for enhanced economic development as well as standard of living of the people.
We are still doing more because we believe that with the right infrastructure, our economic development will be hastened and life will be much better for our people. Our aim is to build a mini Nigeria in Imo State, where everyone will have sense of not only belonging, but unfettered accommodation.
The governor used the opportunity to express formal appreciation of the people to the president for swiftly bringing to an end what he called the politically contrived security breaches in the state.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the government and people of Imo State for believing in Imo State and her leadership. We remain sincere in our endeavors to satisfy the yearnings of our people within available resources.
The commitment of the government and people of Imo State to peace and national unity, Governor Uzodimma emphasized, is irrevocable. From Owerri, Imo State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Still on the president's visit to Imo, a security-challenged and destabilized Nigeria will not be handed over to the next administration. President Muhammadu Buhari, who gave this commitment at a town hall meeting with the Southeast leaders in Owerri, Imo State, also promised to leave a more united, corrupt-free, and diversified economy. Here again is State House correspondent Adamu Sambu with the rest of the story.
The town hall meeting, attended by political and religious leaders from the Southeast, traditional rulers, as well as officials of Ohaneze Ndibo, was convened to discuss critical national issues as they affect the region and chart the best way forward in the greater interests of the country.
It is important at this juncture for us to reiterate our collective stand that we believe in the unity of Nigeria. We are everywhere making our contributions to the economic advancement of Nigeria. It is really inconceivable to imagine that we should support the breakup of Nigeria, not now, not tomorrow, never.
Mr. President, the leadership of Nigeria must have faith and hope that no secessionist elements can succeed in Nigeria, provided there is good governance based on equity, justice, and fairness to us.
Both the governor and the President General of Ohaneze Ndibo appreciated the president for improved sense of belonging to the people and federal presence in the region.
Your Excellency, we see today a new dawn in your distinguished presence in Igbo land and believe that on your return to Abuja, the significance and substance of this visit will form a new foundation of a platform for meaningful dialogue on critical issues of concern to Ndibo.
We also want to use this auspicious occasion to assure Mr. President of the continued support of the Southeast to your administration. You can always count on us because you have shown us that you are not insensitive to the yearnings of our people.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who described as overwhelming the reception accorded him, promised not to leave anything to chance in effectively securing Nigeria for sustainable growth and development.
The biggest disappointment is now the Northwest and North Central. People without ethnicity, without religious thing, are killing each other and stealing each other's property. And I would like to be remembered as a person who stabilized this country. If there is no security, there is nothing anybody can do, no matter how much he tries or how much initiative he has. Security is number one thing, and we'll try and do that.
The president also promised to sustain efforts at addressing the nation's infrastructure deficit, diversifying the economy, and fighting corruption.
I will make sure, if I know within the system, I will stop corruption. I thank God that I try to keep myself as clean as possible. People will watch and allow you to make one or two mistakes, and then they will make 1,000 mistakes. I will do my best to make sure that Nigerians that try hard succeed in their efforts.
President Buhari described as unthinkable that some Igbos can contemplate secession from Nigeria, saying everyone will be better off if the nation remains united.
We are going to do the roads, we are going to do the rails, and we are going to stabilize power so that we can realize our potentialities. And as a group, I'm telling you this, the Igbos stand to benefit more than anybody because they are more enterprising.
The event was rounded off with photo opportunities and presentation of gift items to the president in appreciation of his visit and commitment to Nigeria, especially the Southeast. From Owerri, Imo State, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Away from the president's visit to the Southeast now to focus our attention on security matters. Telecommunication services have been shut down in at least 13 local government areas of Katsina State. The affected local government areas are Sabwa, Faskari, Dandumi, Batsari, Damusa, Kankara, Jibia, Safana, Dusumma, and Kurfi that are on the fringes of the Rugu forest where most bandits are hiding. The other three include Funtua, Babori, and Malumfashi. This is coming few days after the National Communications Commission, NCC, denied plan to shut down telecom sites in Katsina. It could be recalled that the NCC had refuted a trending social media story claiming that the Commission had ordered telecom service providers to shut down their sites in Katsina. In a statement, Director General Media Abdul Labaran Malumfashi had said the Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of NCC, Professor Umar D. Ambata, had spoken to the state government on the matter, where he said the story was false. The NCC Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer added that the purported letter trending in the social media was a cloned version of the one sent to Zamfara State, where shutdown of telecom sites. NCC had issued a directive to telecom operators to shut down their services in the neighboring Zamfara State as from September 3 to enable security agencies carry out required operations in relation to the pervasive security challenges. And still on issues concerning security, troops of Operation Hadinkai have arrested a high-profile Boko Haram member on a wanted list during a raid on the terrorist hideouts in parts of the Northeast. A statement by the Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachuku, indicates that troops of Sector 2, Operation Hadinkai, arrested the wanted terrorist Yawi Modu along Dambua Wajiroko Road in Borno State. Similarly, troops raided the terrorist improvised explosive device IED materials hub in Dambua and Gashua local government areas of Borno and Yobe states, respectively. Brigadier Onyema notes that troops also successfully busted and arrested a urea fertilizer syndicate known for supplying terrorists with IED materials in a market believed to be the notorious hub for IED materials for Boko Haram terrorists and ISWAP members. It's now time to take a break on Panorama. We have more stories for you as soon as we return.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
On Panorama. Let's move on now The Ember Moons season has started with an expectation of high volume of traffic movement across the country. During this period, Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, usually scale up campaign against incessant road crashes for safety of travelers on the highways. Let's now join Mohammed Ibrahim for an update on the 2021 Ember Moons campaign.
The 2021 Ember Month campaign is about to kick off across the country, geared towards safety of the motoring public. Considering the peculiar challenges of motoring in Borno State, the Sector Commander FRC Borno State, Co-Commander Sanusi Ibrahim Kiri, is here to shed more light on focus for this year. What areas of need is the FRC focusing on in this year's Ember Month campaign?
Thank you very much. This year, 2021 Ember Month campaign will be focused on three major areas: the driver, the vehicles, and the road.
How can we reduce road crashes to the barest minimum?
Thank you very much. On the part of driver, we need to educate driver to change their behavioral and attitudinal change so that they can obey all the traffic laws and regulations. So they cannot overload their vehicles. They will not wrongful overloading. They should not use phone while driving. These are some of the attitudes which we need the driver to change, so that if at all they change their attitude towards the imbibing by traffic rules and regulations, obviously the RTC will be reduced to the barest minimum. Then secondly, the condition of the vehicle. The driver has to ensure that the vehicle is in good condition before she embarks on any journey. Then on the part of the road, as I said, all the warning and marking sign need to be placed in a strategic location where the driver, while they are coming, they have to focus on that kind of sign and warning. Then, as I said, we are going to meet the traffic. Traffic we are going to meet us. Not this time around, the traffic will meet us. So we'll be there before the time, so that we'll share. If there's any places where we feel it will be challenges, where we experienced last year gridlock and heavy traffic flow, we ensure that our men will be there before the even traffic reaches us. This is our own area of focus, this 2021 Ember Month campaign by God's willing.
Thank you, Sector Commander. As you have heard from the Sector Commander, Borno State, like other states in Nigeria, will experience high rate of vehicular movement, and concerned authority is prepared to enforce regulations for safety on the roads. It's back to the studios. Regulations for safety.
Many thanks, Mohammed. Now, open defecation and other unhealthy sanitary practices remain a major challenge in the way of ensuring effective public health, which has compromised efforts to achieving disease control success in mostly vulnerable communities. Clean water, sanitation, and hygiene are therefore key factors, if effectively utilized, will ensure protection of communities against infectious diseases, especially cholera that has manifested in many states of the country. Here is Pauline Kujevana with the rest of the story.
Cholera and most tropical diseases are spread through environmental contamination, largely from open defecation, poor sanitation, and hygiene practices. The cholera epidemic Borno State first reported in Pulka village of Goza local government has now manifested in several other council areas, mostly vulnerable communities with large concentration of IDPs.
Pulka is where that accommodates more than 2,000 or 3,000 IDPs lying there, and there is no proper toilet facilities for them. And by this rainy season, the water washes it, and that goes into the water they drink and whatsoever that causes the outbreak of cholera.
In a bid to strengthen the responses against the cholera outbreak, Borno State government constituted a 13-man committee for efficient and effective management and control, headed by the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Professor Isa Marte Hussaini, in addition to scaling up activities of the Environmental Protection Agency and other health partners' support.
We have to construct more latrines, especially in IDP camps and other places, and also we should ask people, or at least sensitize people, not to go and defecate in the rivers and where you have flowing water.
The cases, which are now subsiding in the affected local government areas, had government and partners living up to their responsibilities in managing and controlling the spread.
The situation is now getting under control because of the rapid response team, the effort by the Borno State government, both at the team at the state and the LGA level, in order to curtail the disease from further spread to the other safe area.
containing open defecation and sanitation are prerequisites for achieving a society free from cholera and other infectious. NTA News.
Very well, Pauline. Now, we are faced with a clear health challenge with the recent cholera outbreak. With Nigeria's target to end open defecation 4 years away from now, how much effort is to meet the time frame, considering the peculiarities of many states and communities? Now, with me to discuss these issues is the General Manager, Borno State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, Engineer Mohammed Musa Aliyu. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you join us on Panorama this afternoon.
Nice to meet you too, Mohammed.
Okay, sir, how can we provide equitable access to water, sanitation, and, hygiene services?
We can provide equitable access to water, sanitation, and hygiene services to the communities, looking at both the software and hardware components. First, we need policy, a sound one, comprising strategies that will ensure people have access to wash. Constructing facilities is also very important, but ensuring sustainability of such facilities is key. How do we do that? We achieve that through creating awareness to the community, to the people at the community level, to know the importance of the facilities provided to them, to know the impact through hygiene promotion of misusing those facilities. The wash institutions need to be strengthened too. They need to be properly funded. If they are properly funded, I assure you there will be enough water supply and it will be regulated to the community and people will have access to water.
Oh, we hope and pray so. Okay, sir, with the peculiarities of Borno, especially the insurgency that led to the creation of IDPs camps and congestions in many areas, how can we surmount challenge of open defecation?
We can overcome challenges of open defecation in IDPs by persistent hygiene promotions in the camp. Let the IDPs become fully aware of the negative impact of open defecation, the consequences of the open defecation. In IDPs, we have latrines. Such latrines, if they are filled, they need to be frequently dislodged, and dislodgement monitored. And in addition to the key stakeholders managing latrines at the LGA levels, we need a strong system in the IDPs that will help in managing the facilities.
Oh, okay. It appears time is not on our side, but I think we just have to take this question before we finally call it a day. What proactive measures need to be put in place for sustainable availability and management of water and hygiene facilities to prevent outbreak of waterborne and other infectious diseases?
First and foremost, and the most important of all, is to have strong wash committees at the community level, at the initial design stage of all wash facilities. And then secondly, the people in the community should be aware of such the importance of sustainability of such facilities.
General Manager, Borno State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, Engineer Mohammed Musa Aliyu, we appreciate you so much for being part of Panorama this afternoon.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's move on now. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has confirmed 727 new COVID-19 infections in 17 states, and the FCT. The latest figures released by NCDC shows that Rivers topped the chart with 257 new cases, followed by Lagos with 157, Edo 85, Imo 63, FCT 33, and Delta 28. Other states are Kaduna 27, Benue 17, Akwa Ibom and Ekiti 13 new cases each, Taraba 12, and Bayelsa 5. Both Kano and Ogun recorded 4 cases each. Oyo has 3, while Abia, Nasarawa, and Plateau recorded 2 cases each. With this, Nigeria now has a total of 197,773 confirmed cases, out of which 185,597 cases were treated and discharged, while 2,585 died of the virus. Clement Oloruntoba is our guide on Sports Update.
Nigeria's Tobiloba Amusan has put the disappointment of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic behind her as she emerged winner of the 100 meters hurdles in the Zurich Diamond Open. She raced to a time of 12.42 seconds to set a new Africa record and personal best to erase Glory Aloysius' record of 12.44 seconds set in 1999. The athletic sensation beat the likes of Visa Naden of Netherlands, who ran 12.51 seconds, and Tapa Megan of Jamaica, who came third in 12.55 seconds. Meanwhile, matches of the ongoing 2021 Nigeria National League Super 8 are rescheduled to continue on Friday, following a heavy downpour on Wednesday, which led to the stoppage of the tie between Gombe United and DMD after 65 minutes, with Gombe leading by a lone goal. The remaining 25 minutes will be decided on Friday, after which Benden Insurance and Ekiti United file out. Games earlier fixed for Friday are now billed for Saturday, with DMD meeting Academy Warriors. Ramon Stars face Benden Insurance. Ekiti United play 3SC, while Niger Tornadoes lock horn with Gombe United. The third place and final matches are now for Sunday. And finally, ahead of the first leg preliminary round of the CAF Champions League, Nigeria's representative Rivers United left the country Thursday to honor the match with Yanga FC of Tanzania. The Nigerian side are second behind champions Aqua United in the 2020-2021 Nigeria Professional Football League. Meanwhile, CR Belouizdad of Algeria have arrived Nigeria for a date with Aqua United in the preliminary round of the 2021-2022 CAF Champions League. The match is scheduled for Sunday at the Nest of Champions in Uyo. Clement Olorutoba, NTA News.
And just before we leave you this afternoon, don't forget to always stand with the Nigerian Television Authority against rape and rapists. Always be a star in that regard. And that's Panorama from the NTA Maiduguri studios this afternoon. And from all of us here, my name is Abubakar Mohammed Musa saying, do have a lovely weekend.
We want to talk about rights, there are obligations. I'm not saying that this government is a saint, it's very far from it. But there are things that we can do to make it better, and that's the challenge I'm throwing to you. You don't want to build this nation? I don't know where else you want to go. If I had a choice, I'll come back. When I stand outside and I hear what you have to say about this country that I know that I can die for as one, then I'm really sad because you're young. You have education. You have tools. You have a huge future ahead of you. And you're condemning yourself before you started on that journey. So please don't do that. Please don't.
Stop this senseless killing. All we need is one Nigeria.
I think we have come to the threshold of time when we need to seek for peace.
We need peace in this country. We need peace in Nigeria.
And together, we can pull through. No matter where you come from,
Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba,
we cannot achieve a better Nigeria by fighting.
Let us stand together in brotherhood and solidarity and strive for peace.
And not because of their tribal or their religion or whatsoever background.
Da zaman lafiya da kwanciyar hankali a cikin ƙasar Najeriya.
Let us support the government of the day to embrace peace
in our nation.
Your Nigeria, our Nigeria, my Nigeria.
This message is brought to you by the Ambassador of Voice for Change Initiative, supported by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and the Federal Capital Territory.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Sheer adventurism is driving me to go deep into the Onyama mines. It is the biggest coal mine in the whole of South. Well, the coronation of the new Oni is a watershed in the history of the Yoruba land generally, and Ife in particular. Now, because they have a leader now, that will... Simply put, Gura is a beautiful countryside with awesome landscapes. If something differently will be done to the Nigerian textile industries, that our youth will be employed. Many people that attend the church here can tell you, service in Holy Arosa is in Benin. We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the bank of River Niger in Getso. I had a distant impression of Yankari. I had a vision of it as an overhyped game reserve. True, Yankari enjoys remarkable public relations. In fact, to many people across Nigeria, no mention of Bauchi State is ever made without a quick thought on Yankari. So, when I took a visit to the area, I never felt my journey would be eventful. You talked of altered perception. Yankari is a national endowment, natural, rich and breathtaking. It is amazing whether the Bauchi State government or even the federal government understand what a gem they have here. Yankari is essentially a wildlife conservation center. However, it is host to scores of historical monuments and landscapes whose stories are hardly ever been told. Perhaps this explains why Yankari doubles as a research center, research for wildlife, and for scores of civilization that once flourished within its vast stretch in the time past. They left behind spectacular landmarks, original and wonderful. Within all this are naturally occurring springs with the unique landscapes and temperatures no lover of nature will ever want to miss. Scarcely do my colleagues fancy following me on my journeys, especially to the northeast. On this occasion, Fatima Abbas Hassan, our inimitable network newscaster, was in the bus with us. We had an amusing start life in Yankari. This mother baboon was shadowing me over a packet of biscuit I bought. When I wanted to share it with her, she fraudulently collected it from me whole. Unlike me, however, she refused to share even with her suckling babe. I know mothers to be selfless, but I take exception to mother baboons. Yankari Game Reserve is 2,244 square kilometers. This vast land area supports an amazing array of wildlife.
Yankari is the premier game reserve of West Africa. And for now, I don't think there's any reserve that beats Yankari in Africa. We can talk of Kenya, you can talk of other places. There's most of it are artificial. Ours is a natural endowment. I think you've seen it. Everything about Yankari is natural, apart from the buildings.
All animal life in the reserve are indigenous to the area. They are holistically wild. Any domestic animal within its confines is stray. The ecosystem is sacrosanct. Nothing to be defiled, nothing to be killed. There is actually a museum in the reserve which reflects the wildlife content of the area. I am taken, however, by a huge carcass of elephant kept in the museum.
There are some people that they will not know that we have elephant. But if they come here, they will know that we have elephant. Even if they didn't see them live, they can see their carcass here. And these are the carcass of an elephant and the skull. This is the skull of an elephant.
Okay, but tell me, you do have problem. Why do they come in dead? Old age, poaching, and other things. What happened?
Well, there's a poaching, but there's a natural death too. There are some people that they normally used to come and kill the animal illegally. So when they kill them, we have to carry those carcasses and keep it in the museum.
The administrative block building of Yankari is a fertile foraging ground for many a wildlife. There are always troops of baboons on endless daytime movement around the building in search for food. There are units of watchdogs too, foraging for food on baboons' turf. There was an elaborate arrangement for us, however, to traverse through this endless reserve to capture as many wildlife in their natural habitat as we can. The prospect of seeing a lion in the wild, untamed and unchained, thrilled me, but I offered silent prayers against surprises. It is day one, and we had clear skies. All of us were looking on either side of the road to see what manner of wildlife would come across. We captured images of some exotic ones. We missed many, however, who launched a near supersonic speed to escape us, no thanks to the disruptive noise of our vehicle. It is part of the plan that on this first day we visit the Marshall Caves. The road leading to the cave is flagrantly scenic. We stopped to capture the repression breath emanating from the area. In all its beauty and vastness, there are no human settlements within the confines of Yankari Game Reserve. I presume it is not a marketable idea that human beings should find shelter where lions prowl. There are proofs, however, that in time past, human beings settled in different sections of Yankari. The Marshall Caves are one such evidence of human settlement.
This place is a place where ancient people used to hide during slavery. Actually, it is a man dug this cave. We have about 59 caves. By then, if they were here, there is nobody that he know that somebody is here, because the place is too thick and silent.
Marshall Caves are a collection of 59 caves, only discovered in 1982 at the heart of the reserve. They are all up on hills and mountains. These caves are distributed along the spread of winding hilly structure. All are far from the ground. Yankari is a place of 59 caves, 59 beautiful caves with different designs. In these caves, all these caves are architectural masterpieces. You will be amazed that there is upstairs here, no storage unit if you like it. And then there are those on the ground floor. Many of them are clustered. Some of them are separate. All of them beautiful, giving you various vistas, giving you various opportunities to do a lot of things. Standing here, I have a beautiful picture of some of these caves, obviously. Oh my God.
Those caves, actually it's a settlement of the community. and they settle here purposely just to hide themselves. And they can even have, there has even their Emir Palace. I will go and show you down there.
It is obvious, even in ancient times, there will never be a community without a chief. Now, those caves belong to the community. This cave belongs to the chief. In fact, the chief has not only a cave, he also has an underground chamber. A chief he is by all means. These chambers are supposed to accommodate his harems and probably attend to most of the subjects that may be coming to him. But the most interesting aspect of this place is that there are even seats, stone seats, which are seating people that are coming to the court, and in fact, which are sitting the king himself. There are fears that many of the caves may give in over time for want of maintenance. In many of them, bats make a home. As we make our way out of Marshall Cave, our guide leads us now to a naturally occurring phenomena, the Maulgo Warm Spring. Yankari Game Reserve is an environment rich in water bodies, rivers, lakes, and warm springs. In fact, there are 3 different warm springs in Yankari, all with varying degrees of temperatures. The Maulgo Warm Spring is at a 2 degrees constant, and no matter the changes in the atmosphere, the water remains the same. This water, surprisingly perhaps, has rich fish life and is used for medicinal purposes too. Now look at this. Look at the source of this. There is a depth here. That is one of the openings of the river. It's very, very deep. In fact, see this stick. Let me show you how deep it can be. You see, I'm still going in, and the stick is still going down. It's so deep. In fact, I'm afraid. I don't know how to swim, so I don't want to risk my life. But that is one of the springs. So that is one of the evidence. There is another one here.
Yes.
There is another one here. It is still the spring, the source where it is coming out from. And then there is another one here. They are all coming out from a rocky profile that is in this place. This is the source of the water. Just, you have to clean it. You will find from where it is coming. This is it. It's a rocky area, it's a rocky profile, and the water is coming directly out of the rock. That is the nature of it. So it is a rock water. It is warm, it never changes, and it links up with the river as it makes its trajectory to River Benue. Here you can see the division of the warm water on the one side, which looks bluer, and then the water from the river looking very much redder. There is also the weak warm spring emanating within the confines of Yankari administrative area. It is in fact the most known of the 3 warm springs and the one that receives most people. It is 31 degrees centigrade. What does it mean to be 31 degrees centigrade in a water for bathing? So join me. Well, I pulled my legs. Well, it is like it is being tepid, but then that is as beautiful as it can. But the story I should like to tell you is far beyond the warmth or the label of the warmth of this place. It is the origination of the whole water itself. It emanates under this rock, an igneous rock it is, under a very deep valley, and the water is cascading down. As you see it cascading, you can see that an element of the warmth circulating like water is boiling. That is its natural point. Many people cannot say exactly from where it is coming, but then this is the rock in which it is coming. So from here it is running. It's running water that is linking up with the River Benue and terminating maybe at the Atlantic. But then this is the interesting place. Another interesting thing I should like to tell you is the valley. On top of it are trees, beautiful trees, elegant if you ask me. And then obviously the igneous rock that is threatening to fall under you. How beautiful it can be for a place of tourism. How nice for somebody who wants to relax. I have my fascination with the location of this weak warm spring. It is in a deep valley. The scenery may have been playing a key role in attracting people to it. We made a point of the source of this warm spring water under this rock that is a feature of the deep valley. The water is packaged here to allow visitors to have a go at it, but it is running water, covering distances, and emptying at this river to link up with the river Benue.
This water is coming from the spring that we...
Okay, let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is it?
Yeah. You can see how he flowed down to that river.
Oh.
And from there, they will go down, just down to, in between Taraba and Plateau State. From there, then they move to the river Benue.
Okay, so that's a big river?
Yeah, that's their complaints.
While still on the subject of water in Yankari, however, at a section of River Gaji, deep into the Yankari forest, there is this water point where wildlife come to drink. Our guide told us it is more so a dry season, when other water sources in the reserve dried up. The river here flows all year round. We couldn't run into any wildlife at the water point, but the curator showed us droppings of some animals who may have just left while we are coming along. Crucially, however, the river basin is of medicinal significance to the wildlife. Along the canals of free-flowing River Gaji, as it makes its move to River Benue, it's a place that they call the Salt Lake. Well, it is a lake because of the flowing River Gaji, obviously. But off it, on the terraces, is a naturally occurring salt. This salt becomes like a clinic for the hundreds of the wildlife that is around this area. They come here to lick it, to heal many of the wounds, or to heal many of the ailments that they may be suffering. You talk of nature and its clinic. Well, these are the models of the salts that is found around this area, which I told you is naturally occurring, and which is serving like a pharmacy for the animals. And it's like the animals are themselves own doctors. They don't need any consultant to recommend things for them. They just naturally take it.
Exactly.
It is getting late, so we return to bed on this first day. We left home early in the morning on day 2. Our destination is Amfara, a 6-hour journey from our base. Amfara is a place of ancient civilization. The people of old still had their iron melting furnaces there as evidence of their life. We were in good spirit, reinforced by sightings of different species of wildlife. It seems like today will atone for yesterday. Despite the joy of our sightings, the journey had been challenging. We struggled with the trees and shrubs and stubborn flies who bite and bite all journey long. Soon we encountered a more challenging moment. Our vehicle is stuck in mud and in a thick bush where wildlife patrol. It is almost 3 hours away from home. All the crew, including our women content, were up and doing to free our vehicle from the clutch of this mud. I saw a picture of Fatima Abbas Hassan cutting trees with her left hand. My cameraman had to abandon his camera to offer a helping hand too. The rescue operation is on. We had some luck that after being stuck for over 2 hours here, we moved the rear tires out, but the front tires hooked. It was another labor. Mercifully, it was freedom at last. We continued on our journey to Ampara. The nature of the road had just been the same. Sensationally, when we arrived here, our vehicle couldn't execute the climb. It uncontrollably cascaded backward. I had given that the motor will go down with us. It did not, but its engine is off, and that means trouble. For the period we are stuck at Dantabara, the engine was on, because if the engine goes off, you need combination of prayers, hard work, and mechanical abracadabra for it to start. Our work has been cut out for us. After 2 hours of manipulation and pushing, the old lady raved into life, but we abandoned it to allow the driver make the climb alone. Eventually, we arrived at Ampara, the location of the iron smelting furnaces.
Mohammed Aladi.
Mohammed Aladi.
Yes.
Ampara iron smelting ore.
Yeah.
What is special about it?
This place, as we call him, Ampara Iron Melting Furnace.
Yeah, I should like you to speak louder.
It's a place where ancient people used to make iron.
Okay.
And before making this iron, they are using like iron ore, charcoal, and sand. Then they mix it, and from here you can see the hole where they are using this heat pipe to put it under here. It's a smoking place. Okay. The smoke will be here, and the sand, charcoal, and the other iron ore, they are here. Then later on, after 1 hour or more than that, you can even see the iron coming out through this hole. That is why you can see this place shining. It's an iron.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, tell me, how many years are we talking about?
According to our research people, what they were saying is now it's getting to 200 years ago.
I have my fear with these monuments. They are going down to vagaries of the weather. I'm afraid that despite their historical significance, they may disappear over time. Tell me, are these the original one? Are these the one that has been there since that 200 years?
Yeah, this is an original one. It was here up to 200 years.
It's like this, Raladi. You can see they are breaking. I'm afraid if it continues like this, in the next 2-3 years, you may not find these places again.
And that is why we don't want any people to come and enter the bush illegally. You know, there are some people that normally used to come to the bush illegally, like hunters or grazers.
My intention was largely to show that Yankari was more than just a wildlife conservation center, but is also home to ancient settlements and civilizations, whose vision is as repression of the wildlife content. It is amazing, however, how the authorities of this reserve are able to monitor the whole scope of the environment against poaching and against intrusion. There are no settlements inside the reserve, all right, but there are neighbors.
In conservation where the surrounding community is poor.
So
it's very tough job. It's fighting people's livelihood. Some of these poachers inherited poaching from hunting from their fathers. Some of them are doing it because this is where they get their protein from. So it's kind of a tough job that you have to do. But when you do it right and over time, and when you know how to work with the community and you carry them along, over time they understand what you are doing, and we can tell you that we have some rangers that were poachers turned to rangers to help to protect
Okay,
them.
so in specific situation in Yankari, where we are now, what are you doing differently with these poor communities who are thirsty for protein and who are poor, to bring them into the thinking
of the conservation ideas that you have, what were you able to do differently and achieve it?
Anyway, so one of the first steps we took was train the rangers, give them the appropriate training, work closely with the government, make sure they have the tools they need to be properly armed, to be equipped, to use technology, because its conservation now is shifting from just hard work, it's also working smart.
Yeah. True. It will be arrogant of me to fancy that I can tell the story of Yankari all alone and at once. In fact, I miss to tell the story of Duke wells. They are a collection of 132 wells linked together which serve water needs of travelers, settlers, and livestock over 300 years ago. They are there within the reserve. In the meantime, it is getting to nightfall in Yankari, and we had a last sighting of this group of antelopes.
Hello and welcome. It's time for another interesting package of
Everything Music.
Angelina, you dey cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver.
This is Talking Movies.
In times of old, the world was full of wonder. No.
Welcoming you to your weekend for today.
It's time to use our voice.
Beyond 6 packs.
Bills.
Pay the bills. Keep paying my telephone bills. Pay my bills.
Welcome to Gallery.
Me and my parties.
London for what? London for medicine. Medicine for what? Medicine for coffee. Are you sickness? To our illness.
Welcome to Gist Zone.
All right, my name is the Eselucien Wego One. Ona nyokoko nyonyo.
Welcome to Abuja, the place that unites Nigeria. NTA, you can't beat the reach.
Wannan labarin ma yana peji na 36.
ita kuma babban labarin wannan jarida shine ainihin
labarin da ke gaban jarida shine ta bayyana cewa
ọkwa ọjị ikenga eziokwu
nwanne m nwoke
Ikechukwu Ndukwe Igbo
mam iji wee mee ka ụbọchị na-aga n'anya ya
ọjọ́ tuntun léwútẹ́lú nù.
Nation fún ti òwúrọ̀ yìí ibẹ̀ náà ti sọ pé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìpínlẹ̀ Benue pàṣẹ wípé.
ní gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀ka ní ẹ̀ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ní ẹ̀ka ètò ìlera ní ẹ̀ka ètò ààbò.
It's a lovely day for me anytime sitting here and having conversations. And of course, the program is Conversations on NTA. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm going to be enjoying my conversations today because it's something that affects every single one of us. Yes, a lot of people are complaining, this is going up, things are not available, food scarcity and all of that. But every day I try to take a tour of the market. I expect that I won't see a lot of people around the weave-on areas, around the cloth areas, around the shoe areas, and probably concentrate on the wet areas, that's the food markets. Incidentally, all of the sections of the market, including the gold, is still very much, busy with human beings. There's always buying and shopping. I try to even check online. There's always buying and shopping. Now, are all these things our needs or our wants? What do we do when there is scarcity to ensure that we get to plan well and get to save for the family? Like I said, my name is Elizabeth, and Conversations is not just for me. I have lovely ladies in the house, and I have my firebrand sister, yes, Joy.
Good morning. It's good to be with you people today. So we're going to have fun.
Yes, as usual. And I have a young lady, because someone tells me that no matter what we do, the young people are always asking and asking and asking. You get to tell us if it's true or not, but let's get to know you first.
Good morning. My name is Tracy Abon. I'm a student of University of Abuja.
Okay. And our friend who is just joining us for the first time?
Yeah, my name is Patience Key. I'm excited to be here today.
Okay. Patience is joining us, today live. The other time you were with us on Zoom when you were in Maryland. So you're in Nigeria, your homeland. So welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we'll quickly take a break and bring you an exciting package, courtesy of Funke and Onyechere Ada Onobu. That's it.
Whenever we have the time, Nigerians love to party. We love to dance, we love to eat, and we especially love to dress up. If there's ever an excuse for it, we'll find the opportunity to wear ashwebi. However, the problem is that these clothes can be very expensive. Some people run around looking for money just to afford these clothes. But no matter, let's hit the streets and talk to the average Nigerian about the cost of ashwebi today.
Well, I can spend from 2,000, it depends. I have spent 50,000 naira for an ashwebi before. Okay. Yeah, maybe from 2,000 to, it depends on my pocket. Yeah, if it was just, maybe an outsider or a friend. I didn't attend my brother's wedding the last time because I didn't have ashwebi and my friends had it. So I just choose to stay back.
My wife is my pride, so automatically I can spend as much as she makes me happy. I can spend whatever thing I can spend to make her, give her the best of life. I can spend 1 million, I can spend 10 million now.
It depends on who I'm spending the money for. Like, it depends on if the person is my close friend, I can spend to an extent for that person. But if the person is not my close friend, like, I don't think I can spend anything. I just pass, like. If I don't have my money at that point, I'll slay on my own and come for the party.
I think 200,000 will be enough to spend, and some other things that follows Ashebi.
Oh, I'm not the Ashebi type, but I think 50,000 it's okay for Ashebi. I'll look for an option. I won't cancel the event.
I can spend up to 50K if I have. I'll check my clothing. If I don't have any clothes that is beautiful, that can compete with what they have, and then I'll just leave it. I won't go for the. I'll call the bride and tell the bride that I can't make it.
The highest amount, 10,000 naira. I look for something close to the Ashebi in color and wear.
Well, we've heard from the average Nigerian on this matter. Let's go back to our studio audience and see what they have to say on this particular topic.
Joy, please, did you see what I saw? I'm not even sure how to. Did you saw what I saw? It's crazy. How can a student be talking about 50,000? You know, as he was saying, I was like, okay, 50,000. I can buy electric bill. I can buy fuel. I can. You're laughing. How much do you spend on Ashebi, Chelsea?
I don't spend money on Ashebi.
That's a lot of money for an environment that we say, you know, there's poverty, there's a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of, you know, increase in unemployment, and the student wants to spend 50,000 naira. You know, that's a lot of, you know.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
I'm speechless after watching what I saw. I'm a party freak, and we support. If you're a Yoruba person, you understand what it means. Ashebi, you know, tiwa tiwa. You know, you want to support your friends, you want to support family, but right now things are changing. Normally, those days they used to use laces to do Ashebi, but now people have switched to Ankara, because situation in the country is kind of tight, and there's no money, so you just have to find a way around it to try to adapt to the situations in the country. So for me to say that you have to spend that much for Ashebi, and after spending that much, you now find out you don't have money to pay your bills, you don't have money to eat, you don't look, for me, there are certain things when you say they are your needs, you have to differentiate from your needs and your wants. Ashebi, for now, I think we have to cut it out of our normal life and choose colors.
It's actually a want.
Like what she said, you know, cutting from, going from laces, because lace is very expensive, depending on the quality you want, to Ankara. Ankara is very trendy. You know,
look at the beautiful Ankara you have.
You can design and do a lot with it, and it's less expensive.
Yes.
She just talked about buying the clothes with 50,000. She's going to make it. She's going to take it to a seamstress, and that's another price. So we're looking at like maybe roughly 80,000 for Ashebi that you. Most times when we do Ashebi, we don't wear it the second time.
No, we don't.
Because you don't want to.
Because everybody knows what that this is Ashebi.
Exactly.
You know, so people just say after they wear it for that event, I cannot wear it because they will know that it's Ashebi. So and this Ashebi, as we're saying, we have not talked of makeup.
Yeah.
We've not talked of the gele stuff. So and let's see, shoes, bags, accessories.
And again, we should also look in this aspect. Maybe the parents are helping. You never can tell. There are some students that, you know, their parents are, you know, well enough.
Not all
to,
parents.
I said some.
Because most parents even don't buy their Ashebis. They tend to choose colors.
The thing is, I have grown-up children, you know, and I don't think I've ever given any of them money for Ashebi. I haven't. Because like you said, I am not even one. If your Ashebi is beyond that Ankara 3,000, 5,000, I am not game.
No.
I will ask you, please, do you want me to go and carry my children's school fees to pay? I mean, I understand the meaning of Ashebi. Ashebi is uniform, isn't it?
Yes.
So if I wear red,
yes,
and I ask my people to wear red all through, what's the beauty of it is on a camera or somebody who walks into the hall, that, you know, uniformity makes it beautiful. it makes it, when you begin to put price, and there are sometimes I hear people tell me I have a shebi of 50K, there's one of 30K, there's one of, it depends on your class. I say, please, you have one for 5,000 because that's my class. I am a civil servant. I cannot go and steal. So if people have to attend weddings and all of that, like with colleagues, their younger colleagues who are getting married, so will I tell them, look, Fatima got married last month. Yes. So we cannot have another wedding this month because I've spent their shabby money. Nope. The more the merrier, but then let's cut down the price. But moving away from our shabby, okay, just before we go, there was something else I heard there. Somebody said, I would rather not attend the wedding.
I was going to say that, yes. Yes, I'm one of those, I'm going to be very honest right now. Something happened some weeks ago, and it was pertaining to Ashebi. But very strange, the Ashebi was 7,000 naira. I felt very pained that they gave me an invite without the Ashebi. Not because I just felt that it's not that expensive for you not to tell me. So if you can give me an invite and you cannot give me the Ashebi, that means for me, we're not family.
Was this person family?
No, it's not family. This person, we've been friends forever from school. Mm-hmm. So I just felt that why would I be sitting in a gathering? You have 100 people there. I'll be singled out with no Ashebi. So I rather took that option not to attend.
Or maybe she thought the 7,000 was too cheap for you.
No, because most of the people who were in that event are very rich. So if you can give me an invite. No, the thing is that they forgot. So I'm taking it that Ashebi it's we family, friends and all that. So if you think I'm not good enough for Ashebi, then I'm not good enough for an invite.
You know,
that's my
maybe it was oversubscribed. That's another thing.
Yes, it could have finished.
It wasn't oversubscribed. You know, let's not go there. I'm just using myself as an example because most of the time it's better you use yourself as an example. If you don't give me the Ashebi, I will not attend. And most people now have decided.
And then if the Ashebi is too expensive.
No, you see, most of the time, if we're friends, we tend to talk and say, look, this is the advice. So if you do this Ashebi, this amount. So guess what the friends do? They tend to take gele. They tend to take gele and then choose a color. So, I think it's better because I will not stretch myself buying an Ashebi. Then when I get home, I'm in pains and I'm in tears. How do I foot my next bill? How do I eat my next meal? So I think we just have to be real and get serious with real life.
Well, I practically decided not to do Ashebi any longer. It was getting too much and, a lot of expenses. And apart from doing Ashebi, you have to make the clothes. In the United States, we don't have much good tailors. Most of my tailors, if not all of them, are in Nigeria. Okay. Having to send the clothes back, or you have no choice but make it in the United States.
Exchange rate.
You don't get what you want in whatever is made. And even the tailor want to fight you as in you're complaining and all that. And the expenses and all that, I just decided, there was no need to do Ashebi anymore. So what I do is, you want me to support you, I could use the money to support you.
Definitely.
Because I'm going to wear that Ashebi just once. You won't see it on me anymore.
No,
but if you have the gele, and I have to attend that party, I can get the gele and support you with as much as I can for your party. But to have going through the trouble of looking for a tailor, making clothes, doing all that, it's too much. Apart from even the price.
Very importantly so. But for me, I kind of differ from you. I don't like to blend in the crowd. I like to stand out. So if you don't give me the Ashebi, all the more reason why I will attend. So I can get to wear what I have.
Different strokes.
Yes.
Yeah,
so,
different strokes.
And a lot of time you give me your Ashebi, I buy it, I forget to sew it. So that day I turn up with whatever I have and put your Ashebi on my shoulder. Now,
we're different. We're different.
Okay, so but we have a very young person here. Let's see her view.
But I've noticed nowadays that most weddings are not really doing the Ashebi thing. Okay, there's the Ashebi, but then there's also colors. For people who do not want to buy the Ashebi, so there's the color of the day. You can actually wear the color of the day. I feel as if that's a better option for people, even monetary-wise. Like, you can go to your wardrobe and actually check for Ashebi. The student saying 50,000 for Ashebi is actually, I know what 50,000 can do in my life.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good to be real.
I know what 50,000 can do in my life. Carrying 50,000 to go and buy a ashwabi for a wedding is not realistic to me.
Even for a working class.
Even for unless you're anyway.
Working class.
It depends on the relationship you have with whoever is wedding. It depends on the relationship you have.
I didn't
for families and all that.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't go for a very good.
Because
I have a very close
just
friend. I have a very sorry for butting in. I have a very close friend who had a wedding recently. I think 2 weeks. I think she's not talking to me right now, and I'm sure she's watching. She said 40,000 naira, and I said, if I buy a shebi 40,000 naira. What even annoyed me is that I didn't think the ashwabi was worth that price. One, I think people tend to make too much money from ashwabi, telling you they're going to give you gifts after. And when you see the gift, they're just like rubber plastic plates and all that. So for me, I just felt that, one, it wasn't worth the price. And I wasn't going to spend that kind of money now, because I have other expenses. I will not do that. I cannot make somebody else rich and make myself cry afterwards just to please somebody else. So I opted out.
For, maybe last bit on the ashwabi issue. I remember when I got married, I had ashwabi, I had bridesmaids. But incidentally, all of them, I made the clothes for them free of charge. I only grew up, to find out that people need to pay for those things. To even be in somebody's a wedding as a bridal train, you pay for it. Yeah. I had bridal shower, bachelor's night, and all that. Every single clothes my friends wore.
You paid for it?
I paid for it. All they needed to do was go to the tailor and give their measurements. That was the way it was done in our place. Okay, but ashwabi is not the only thing that bites into the economy of a family. Like I mentioned, I try to go through the, stories, headlines. There's a whole lot going on about scarcity of food, hunger, which is, like you mentioned, leading to a lot of people doing funny things on the road, stealing and all that. How do we begin, to cut down in the family? How do we begin to cut down our expenditure to be able to cope with, things for now?
It's all about choice. It's all about choice, and also knowing what you feel. And again, how much you have. You have to weigh your pocket and all that. With the situation in the country, I believe a lot of people are already cutting down.